Good afternoon and welcome to RCN, Real Community News in Rancho, Cucamonga. I'm Gary Ablard, and today we're coming to you live from the Lewis Family Playhouse, one of the community's many world-class venues. What once started out as 3 small separate communities, Rancho Cucamonga has become a place where all walks of life can live, work, and play. Rancho Cucamonga carries with it a strong affinity to community engagement, and its passion to serve its residents drives the city into action. Today, we bring you some feel-good stories of inclusion, compassion, and community involvement. Our first story takes us to Los Amigos Park, a 3.5-acre space transformed to bring an underserved area of the city a place to play and better establish a sense of community. Though the road to get this space play-ready was long, in the end, it was just a walk in the park. Coming to you with more, here's Joanna Marufo.
Thanks, Gary. I'm here today with Amber Araguin, principal of Los Amigos Elementary School. Amber, tell us how Los Amigos Elementary's community partnership has impacted the neighborhood.
The community created a hub of resources for the neighborhood to improve their physical and mental well-being. The addition of Los Amigos Park and the Safe Routes to School program celebrate physical activity by encouraging families to get out and move safely. The Casa cooking class gets our families excited about health and nutrition, and we've built relationships with nonprofits that taught our students skills such as self-advocacy, empathy, self-worth, and respect. The impact on our community has been tremendous. The families feel heard and valued. Their voices come to life when you look around and see the Friendship Wall in Los Amigos Park, the community intersection mural, and the kindness rocks recently placed around the neighborhood during the stay-at-home order. Los Amigos families feel grateful for living in such an amazing city.
Thanks, Amber. I'm so glad you could join us today. Last week, I was able to catch up with Lisbeth and Uriel Alanis, 2 residents who shared with me just how Los Amigos Park and other programs and services has impacted their life for the better. Let's watch.
La ciudad se presentó en nuestra escuela y nos ofreció programas nuevos y nos preguntó cuáles eran nuestras necesidades y nos apoyaron mucho con todo lo que se necesitaba para nuestros niños. Nos sentimos muy felices de formar parte de Rancho Cucamonga, nos sentimos como somos una familia en Rancho Cucamonga. Sentimos que Rancho Cucamonga es nuestra ciudad para vivir. Bueno, hemos notado que el estar en la clase de cocina nos ha ayudado a hacer comer más saludable. Los niños han probado cosas que nunca habían comido y lo están tratando, lo estamos logrando. Hemos de dejar de comer tanto en la calle y comemos más en el hogar. Cuando hicieron este parque nos sentimos tan felices porque mis niños vienen y corren, juegan, se divierten, tienen un lugar cerca de su escuela al que venirse a divertir.
I love going to this park, especially at this time.
That was Joanna Marufo with community members and residents of the Los Amigos neighborhood. Mental health has been a rising conversation over the past few years, and our next story reminds us of the power of compassion and the courage it takes to accept help when it feels like you're all alone. Joining us now is David Eoff with more.
Thanks, Gary. Mental health affects how we think, feel, and act. And although it's important to our overall well-being, sometimes it can be difficult to discuss. Well, today I'm joined by longtime resident Eric Martin, who has a powerful story to share on the importance of mental health and how overcoming obstacles can be done by using community and compassion. Eric, thank you so much for being here today. Can you tell us why the Healthy RC Your Mind Matters campaign is important to you?
The impact of Your Mind Matters has personal significance to me. 6 years ago, I lost my wife of 33 years to cancer and began my own personal journey of grief and of loss. Friends, family, and counseling provided me support of a safe environment to mourn and slowly rebuild life. Now that support created the desire for me to assist others in healing from significant loss, and grateful to find the city fully supportive of this endeavor. Together, we created a program designed to provide a safe environment for residents, one of care, of openness and transparency, a chance to share their own stories while hearing and healing with the support of facilitators who have also experienced a journey of grief. Our impact is best demonstrated through attendees' comments. It was comforting to hear others going through the same emotions that I have been experiencing. And each person has their own unique grief journey, and there is no specific time to navigate through my grief. And I realize that I am not alone in my grief and that the city cares about my well-being. Your Mind Matters is truly lived out through this work, and I'm so grateful to be part of a program that helps the healing in the community.
Such an amazing story, Eric, an incredible sign of strength and courage on how you overcame such a painful loss and used it to create a platform that can be used to help others with similar experiences. It truly is the essence of community and compassion. Thanks so much for sharing. I'm also joined today by Healthy RC youth leader, Bryn Barker, who also has a powerful story to share. Bryn, thank you so much for being here today. Can you tell us about your experience with the power of community?
Hi, I have anxiety and I often find myself figuring out ways to mask it, as if there's no space for my panic attacks or jittery legs or misplaced words. My anxiety has shown itself in running out of classrooms or even in things as simple as a phone call. However, I'm so fortunate to have found avenues where my experiences hold value and my anxiety is honored as a part of me. The city has constantly held space for my perspective and those from all walks of life. It was empowering to transform my panic attacks into storyboards and provide input for something as meaningful as our suicide prevention PSA. I was also encouraged to use my voice in creating strategies for the Teen Summit, which opened up destigmatized conversations about mental health among youth. The most impressive thing to me about the city of Rancho Cucamonga is its commitment to plant seeds of resiliency and inclusivity within its community members, because it is those seeds that will continue to flourish among future generations and create a culture of transparency and growth.
Also an amazing story, Brent, and you're absolutely right. We need to plant those seeds and we need to remove the stigma from the conversation, because the conversation is necessary at all stages of life, from childhood to adolescence, all the way through adulthood. Brent, thank you so much for sharing. Eric, thank you so much as well. Your openness and willingness to share such heartfelt stories on your personal journey demonstrate your strength, your courage, commitment, and your continued work within the community. And it's stories like these that are continuing to help those within the community and beyond. Gary, back to you.
Thanks, David. Some very powerful and very important stories indeed. Our last story is one of community engagement and how, whenever in doubt, the city should always turn to its community. Kicking this story off is Manuela Amaya, city resident and member of Campeones para la Comunidad.
Como voluntaria de la ciudad y miembro de Community Champion, para mí ha sido como una gran puerta de bendición, donde soy valorada, reconfortada y he reconocido que mi mayor objetivo es ayudar a mi comunidad. En el proceso de Etiwenda High, para mí fue algo sorprendente porque se tomaron la molestia de venir a nuestras juntas y explicarnos el plan. Yo me he dado cuenta que en cada meeting, en cada evento que tenemos, mi voz importa.
And now with more on the story is Rancho Cucamonga Chamber of Commerce President Liliana Andriani. Liliana.
Thanks, Gary. I am joined now by Don Smith of Creating Community Solutions, a nonprofit organization. Don, what are your thoughts on this project?
I've been involved in community engagement and participation processes in a couple dozen cities throughout Southern California. And I have to say that Rancho Cucamonga sets the gold standard with the efforts and links that they go to receive a broad range of input from a broad range of stakeholders, including those most often marginalized and not included in these types of discussions. My particular interest in this project was to see that it didn't include a bunch of $1-million McMansions, but offered a wide range of housing options to meet the needs of our broad-based community. I was very pleased to see that it became a top priority. In Rancho Cucamonga, every voice matters.
Thanks, Don. As the president of the Chamber of Commerce, I am personally thrilled at how the Etiwanda Heights neighborhood and conservation plan turned out. Once built, it will be wonderful for small business owners like me to be able to live and play within walking distance of their shops. We're truly blessed to be a part of a community that actively engages together. Back to you, Gary.
Well, there you have it. Some feel-good stories to show you why Rancho Cucamonga is an all-America city. Thanks for joining and stay tuned. We have just the right panel of people to answer your questions about Rancho Cucamonga. I'm Gary Ablard, and this is RCN, Real Community News in Rancho Cucamonga.